Welcome to r/relationships. Here are 2 stories for you today. Story number 1. Ex-boyfriend, 30, who I still live with, is bringing dates over while I'm 26, at home. I started staying with my ex-boyfriend back in March when lockdown started, and we officially moved in together a few months ago. We had our problems at times, but all in all, things seemed good, especially considering COVID and all. I was loving living together, and he seemed to be happy too. Well, a few weeks ago, due to various life stresses plus slight a-hole tendencies, or maybe just finally showing his true colors, or something, he randomly gets pissed off over literally nothing, spends the next week actively ignoring me / being snippy / saying cruel things. Then I hear nothing from him over the holidays, and what should have been our anniversary. When I get back on New Year's Eve, he just says, "I'm breaking up with you," with no explanation. I've since kind of figured out why by talking to mutual friends, and everyone agrees it's bullcrap, but whatever. So basically, just a super crappy time. Even better, we still live together, actually just updated our lease, and we have like 9 months left, and he for some reason is fine with that, I guess. I'm very not, considering how utterly heartbroken, hurt, and pissed off I am. Then yesterday, 2 days after breaking up, he brings over some girl, and I hear them having sex, or close, in the other room. So I left, and went to a friend's, because I can't freaking handle that. When I saw him today, I asked that he not bring girls over like that while I'm home. He basically said it's his house too, and he can do what he wants. Other than getting out of this living situation, any suggestions for what I can do? Technically he's right, like legally he can do what he wants, you know, if you're cool having literally no human decency. Currently, my best idea, if I hear him, is just camping outside his door with the most obnoxious, mood-killing sounds I can find, playing loudly, and making my presence / situation known to the girl, so they're in the loop, and not unknowingly complicit. Here's the first comment. While living with someone, you have to put up with some habits and behaviors that aren't particularly appealing. Unfortunately for you, he is your ex now. He will be dating other women since your relationship is over. Unless you provide him with the means to move out, or you find another person to sublet in your stead, you'll have to deal with this until the lease is finished. I don't think he's an a-hole for using his own room to entertain women. He probably would like some privacy, but that's not reasonable to expect, since he has a roommate. I would suggest taking a walk, or finding something else to do, if the noises, or whatever bother you. It doesn't sound like it bothers him, or the other women. Here's the next comment. He's trying to get a rise out of you / hurt you, so if you respond in any way, you're validating him. The other girl wouldn't be complicit in any way, because difficult as your situation is, you are broken up. Although, she might deserve a heads up that she's having sex with an a-hole. If he does it again, leave again. Rinse and repeat until you can break your lease. Here's the next comment. I feel for your position, but I think you are getting a bit out of line here. You're upset because he's doing something he's legally and morally able to do. He broke up with you, he's no longer your boyfriend, and he has every right to have intercourse with other women. Just because it offends you, doesn't automatically mean he has no human decency. I'm not denying that his actions are distasteful, but you're putting far too much weight into your past relationship. It's over, and you need to stop focusing on his actions. More likely than not, you have legal outs to exit the lease. Consult with a lawyer, or just talk to your landlord, if they are chill. Otherwise, get a set of headphones, and put on some loud music. Story number 2. 28-year-old female says, my boyfriend, 37, of 4 months, not sure if I'm overreacting to his behavior. I have asked for a break with my boyfriend of 4 months, as he made a comment yesterday that I may have taken the wrong way. I have been in an abusive relationship before, and he knows this, so I'm not sure if I'm overreacting. Also, conscious that I'm not the best at identifying red flags. For context, we live apart in our own houses. First incident was around November, He scraped the side of his car driving out a parking lot. I arrived at his house and noticed a big scrape down the side and said something like, "Oh my god, someone scraped your car." He seemed surprised. Later that evening he brought it up again and said casually that it was him. He hit a rail or something. He also hit a parked truck not that long ago and said that he was too distracted on other things, so I thought maybe he was embarrassed and let it go, but it bothered me that he lied at first. He is fun to be around and we have a lot in common, but I'm starting to think we have too much in common. I don't want to be too specific, but everything down to hobbies, dietary preferences, almost anything I say, he seems to be interested in. He set off alarm bells once because we were talking about mental health, and he said he probably understands me better than anyone else and has called himself my safe space before. Again, I'm not sure if I'm overreacting to that, but it felt off. He is very open and overshares, but then I was difficult to get to open up in the beginning, so it might have been to put me at ease. Yesterday evening we were cooking together, and while he was sifting the flour, I said that sifting isn't really necessary anyway, and we probably could have skipped that part, and laughed about it. He took it so seriously and said, "You like to make a statement, don't you? You like to be edgy," then quickly changed the subject to something else. I steered it back round to his comment and then ended up apologizing about it, as I didn't want it to ruin the night. He then said it's fine if I want to test his boundaries and make comments like that, and that he can handle it, but I have to expect it back. He said, "I need to stop taking everything personally and being so sensitive." I went home feeling like I had made an innocent comment trying to help and ended up upsetting him and had to grovel in order for things not to be awkward and almost like he was trying to pick a fight. I asked one of our mutual friends what they thought about this and was told that he does like to pick a fight. They are not the first person to say he has a temper, but I haven't seen this side of him at all. Am I overreacting? In the past he has been a safe space, his words, and has been very sweet. But the comment he made last night is not the person I know. Here's the first comment. You say you haven't seen that side of him, but I'd say you have seen the potential. If I were you, I would make the break a permanent thing. Sounds like someone who will turn quickly, apologize, do it again, and you will be trapped in a horrible cycle and blaming yourself when it's far from your fault. Don't become a victim here. Here's the next comment. I would be concerned. I'd be concerned that he's trying to rush a sense of closeness by acting as if his interests are all the same as yours, even when they are not. I would be concerned that he is definitely being pushy and weird by saying he understands you best and is your safe space. That's the sort of thing people should not be saying unless the person they are saying it to has told them that. It's like telling somebody else how they feel about you. You shouldn't do that. It's pushy and would make me uncomfortable. Then there's the WTF moment of him thinking you're trying to be edgy for commenting on flour sifting. How does that make any sense? It sounds like he just wanted an excuse to insult you. Then there's the bit where you brought up having an issue with it, but you ended up apologizing. A bad sign. The problem never got resolved, you just gave up. But worse, he saw you being made uncomfortable by him randomly insulting you as you are pushing his boundaries. Again, how does that make any sense? Then there's this. He said I need to stop taking everything personally and being so sensitive. Somebody calling someone too sensitive is generally a red flag. It's the excuse people use to not have to behave better. I'm not behaving that badly, you're just too sensitive. So, yes, I'd be concerned about him. It doesn't help that you haven't known him for that long, and other people who know him say he has a temper and likes to pick a fight. You're in the honeymoon phase, where people tend to be acting at their best, and he's not acting that great, so there are real signs that this could get much worse. Here's the next comment. Yeah, I'm not exactly seeing what you're seeing in his comment. You may be nitpicking too much about a couple of comments. However, your relationship may be having other problems. I think I know what you mean about having a partner who mimics all your interests. I had a date with a girl who agreed with everything I said and everything I liked, and it just became so annoying because it was like talking to myself. I didn't go for a second date. Your boyfriend is also 9 years older than you, and that usually causes some problems, especially if he's too set in his bachelor ways. Also, you've only been dating for 4 months, so you may just be getting over the honeymoon period, where you're starting to notice things you didn't in the past. Also, you don't actually need a reason if you want to break up. Sometimes a gut feeling is all anyone needs. So, it's up to you to figure out what you want to do. Thanks for watching.